Hello, everybody. It is pretty early in the morning yet. Not too early, but it's still cool out. It's going to get out to about 95 degrees today. So I'm getting out here early to try and get some stuff done. I've got a couple of things I'm going to do. Gonna get a handle on the perennial bed that I have by the driveway. And then I'm going to take you along while I do that. And gonna hopefully make some cookies out of the rhubarb that we picked a couple weeks ago and do some other little projects. But I'm gonna take you along on this weeding project because I've let it get away from me. Got behind here because I've been working on other things. So I'm gonna show you how it looks and then we'll get going. So as you can see, most of this is weeds, but we do have some really nice, look at the cinnamon yarrow looks good. The regular common yarrow looks good. And we've got other plants out here that are looking pretty good. I cut get over here. It did rain the other night, so the weeds should be easy. I cut these echinacea plants, these coneflowers, almost all the way back because they were looking awful. And I probably should have done that when I planted them. I think it was just too much for them to try to do. But now look, they're coming back. This one's coming back. I was really worried I was just gonna completely lose them, but I think they're gonna be okay. So I'm gonna get going on this. One last spot. So I got the majority of the weeds out. Some of these are easier to pull when they get a little bigger, so there's a few I'm going to let get a little bigger and then weed it again. It's a never-ending thing. Eventually, I will mulch this. I was going to do it this year, spend the money and get some bark mulch, but we had a major well repair that needed to be done, so I'm trying not to spend any money right now until we get that paid for and get kind of our reserves built back up. So I'm gonna now put in some of the lavender that I got for this bed to see if it survives the winter this year, and then I'll kind of show you what's here and how it's doing. So I have 6 lavender plants, 2 different kinds, 3 each. I got some of this Hig Coat and Munstead. Some of them are starting to look a little rough. I'm going to get them in the ground. I am going to trim these back just a little bit, so hopefully they put their efforts into their root system and get going really good. So we're going to try that, trim them back just a little, water them in really good, and hope for the best for the season. Trim these back just a little bit, just to hopefully give them a little haircut, give them their best chance, hopefully. And they're really trying to grow a lot just sitting in my window, so I'm gonna trim some of this dead stuff off of this one. And I'm just gonna do that to all of them, just give them a tiny little haircut, and I will show you these throughout the season, whether they live or die. Let's hope that they live and live into the next many years beyond. All right, I'm going to give you a little tour of this it's not a huge bed, but it's our first real dedicated perennial bed on this property. So I'm going to give you a quick tour of it. I got all of the big weeds pulled. There's a lot of little stuff out here. As you can see, it's not perfect, but I have come to know that my beds in my garden are never going to be perfectly manicured beds and gardens. And that's okay. I've got beautiful plants growing that pollinators love, create some good biodiversity on my property. So I am okay with not perfectly manicured beds. I'm just going to have to be okay with that because of all of the hours I spend away from my property. So I'm just going to give you a quick little look. This is a cinnamon yarrow. The color on these, some of them are starting to just bloom out. Some of them are all the way bloomed out. They are just gorgeous. The wind has taken a toll on some of the stuff this year. We've had winds like around here like nobody can ever remember. So the wind has definitely been a factor on planting, how much we can get outside, and what it does to the stuff we do get outside this year. So, and here is 3 of the lavender plants I just put in. Got them watered in. They were pretty root bound, so hopefully I'm gonna have to probably give them a little bit of water every day. I did not want to water this whole bed because we got quite a bit of rain the other night. The bed itself is fairly wet, and these are like drought tolerant plants that we have out here. The common yarrow is just starting to head out and bloom really good. This is just an ornamental grass that I put in. This side is doing really good with the ornamental grass. The other side that I put in is not, but it's alive, so we're just gonna let it keep going. The allium plants, I love the leaves on these. They look different than anything else that's out here in the bed, so it gives it some really nice differentiation between the other plants. The color of green on the leaves is different than all of the other plants, and it is just starting to push some blossoms. So we will have gorgeous, big, fat, purple allium blossoms here in probably not too long. That is a piece of grass in there. I'm gonna pull that out. We don't want that in there. So these are going to be gorgeous in just a matter of time. If you watched last year when I put these in, they got full size, about half this size, and they all had maybe 2 or 3 blossoms on them. This year there's several on each one already. So see, they're gonna push those out here real soon, and they're just gonna be full of gorgeous purple flowers. Here's the other ornamental grass. The other 3 lavender plants are right here. This is the powwow white echinacea or coneflower plants. Like I told you just a little while ago, these were probably 2.5 feet tall when I bought them. I just planted them. I did not cut them back, and they really were looking really rough. I'm sorry it's in the shade. We're in a bit of a shady spot right now. They were really looking rough. The wind was really taking a toll, so I cut these hard. I cut them back hard, and now just within a week and a half, they've started to recover. So hopefully this means they'll come back strong next year. See, this one's pushing brand new growth from, and I cut it back hard. So hopefully that means good things for coneflowers, because coneflowers are my favorite. The white ones aren't my favorite. The purple ones are my favorite. I'm gonna get some of those from my mom's garden hopefully next spring and add to this. Russian sage coming up nicely. I was a little concerned about it when this spring. It just wasn't getting any green growth on it. I was waiting for it to get, this one isn't as big, but it's getting there. Oh, there's little toad. Hi, little toad. Hey, little toad. Isn't he cute? Anyway, he's cute. But anyway, so then when they finally did when these guys finally did start to get some green, I trimmed them back to just above where the green was. I pruned them for the year just above where the green was starting to come out, and now it's really taking off. Russian sage will eventually get fairly large, so I only put 2 of them on this end of the bed. That's it for today, guys. My face is really red. Getting warm out already, and it's fairly early yet. I still have a couple more projects to do. I don't know that I'm going to take you along to do those. Maybe on a different video. I still have a couple more projects to do. I need to get my herbs out in some mineral tubs. Hopefully I can get that done today. I don't know. It's already getting hot out. So, but thanks for coming along. Thanks for having interest in my gardens. And until next time.